Good morning. Okay, I'm excited. As I mentioned, you might not have seen, but I'm talking all things breakfast and how life-changing it can be if you create a morning routine, breakfast routine, breakfast habit, life-changing. So I'll get started. First of all, I wanted to explain why, what it is about breakfast that's important. And I know, we probably all know that breakfast is important, but yet we're rushed in the morning and there's not enough time. You might not be able to hear me. Hold on. There we go. So I know for a lot of you, the morning time is a rush time. We rush to get out of bed in the morning after snoozing our alarm, maybe grab a bit of toast on the way, if anything, or we're surviving on coffee. And often, even if we are eating breakfast, it's a rush and we may not be sitting down, we may not be present, and we may not be actually focus on our food and eating mindfully because there's distractions, there's everything else we need to do in the morning, multitasking, being on our phone while we eat. And I just wanted to firstly explain that it's really important to have a bit of chill time, a bit of you time in the morning, because that's really building up your day, and you don't want to start off being too reactive and being too not focused, not creating your day and creating space, but actually feeling like you're under the pump from the word go. So firstly, creating a bit of space in the morning is important, and having a bit of time to have some brekky and not being just relying on coffee and things, because throughout the day then we start to notice that we feel really tired, we feel hungry, and we start to crave things like caffeine. We might have our second coffee, we might crave something sweet, whether it's in the morning or at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And so if we backtrack and go, okay, well, how did I start my day? Often it's the fact that we haven't set time to nourish ourselves and actually create sustained energy throughout the day. And I wanted to show you what's been my go-to breakfast for years, and it does sort of deviate. And I know there are lots of different dietary ideas out there that maybe because I'm making oats, and oats aren't for everyone, but for me, I just wanted to show you what I make and what's really easy, and I prepare it the night before. So I have here a whole bunch of things that I'm going to show you. So I make oats. It's a really big jar of oats. And I'm going to make what I call overnight oats, and I'll make it in a jar because that's important to show you that you can take it with you. So I do half a cup or 3/4 of a cup of oats in a jar. This is fun. Cooking show. Okay, and I use this yogurt, coconut yogurt. It's delish. I'm dairy free, so that's why. I'm not saying you have to have dairy-free yogurt, but have you tried it? It's so good. Spoonful of yogurt in there. And the reason for that is that it makes it really yummy and creamy, but it also helps to break down, when it soaks overnight, it helps to break down the grains and make it more digestible. So also, milk. Again, I'm dairy-free, and I love this Cocoa Quench coconut milk. It's basically watered down coconut milk that you find in a can. Go, and then dash of water too, and then you just stir it all up like this. So this is literally as sloppy as I do it each night. And then chia seeds. Kind of makes a bit of a chia pud, but you can put however much you want in it. And if you haven't used chia seeds before, they expand, they soak up a lot of the moisture, and they kind of set a little bit. They kind of make a yummy texture in here, and they also are really good for you. They have really good fats and omega-3. So that's basically it. And then I would just put a lid on that and put it in the fridge and grab it if I'm on the go. As I said before, it's important to actually sit down and enjoy your meal slowly. But if you're the type to be going to the gym or not feeling like eating straight away, then having this and taking it with you is a really good idea. Otherwise, I don't need to show you a bowl. I'm just going to make it in a bowl. frozen berries. I love these. They're delish. Black currants, and they're super high in nutrients. And have a really yummy tangy flavour. So again, you can just chuck some of those in. You can put them in the night before and they'll kind of just defrost, and that can be helpful. Okay, I'm going to transfer it over to a bowl so I can show you a little bit more easier now. Sorry for all the banging. I'm often asked what I make for brekky and for some brekky inspo, so that's why I jumped on here and actually showing you how I make it. Hey everybody who's watching. I have also, you know how these, like, you can buy really yummy fancy granolas and stuff, and often like they are kind of pricey, and so you may not want a whole bowl of them. The great thing about having a bit is like you sprinkle a bit on top. So like add a bit of crunch in there. You can add, I've got some almonds, very few almonds. The funny thing about this is that I've actually already eaten breakfast. This can be like lunch or for tomorrow, it's fine. And fruit as well. I think I mentioned, you know, like if you're having just a piece of toast in the morning, that's just sort of filling a gap, you know, like it's not actually giving you a lot of nutrients, particularly, I mean, for me, I don't do well on gluten at all, and so I avoid it and I try and have other things. But even if you can, I mean, like bread is not necessarily, it's not going to keep you have sustained energy throughout the day. And so if you're wondering why you get cravings in the afternoon, often it's because, Christina, it's because you haven't given your body the right amount of nutrients. So it doesn't, it's sort of just like bread can often just be like a filler, and it doesn't keep us going as sustained energy for a long time. So having something like oats with all these other goodies in it, like nuts and seeds and some fruit, it's giving your body more, because I mean we demand a lot of our bodies, don't we? Like whether we're exercising or having a really stressful day at work, often I mean stress in itself uses a lot of our energy. So we need to make sure that we are keeping ourselves fueled and nourishing our body, because as I say, we expect a lot from our body. So you can't see the berries in there because they're tucked underneath. But this is my brekky, and this is what you may see on social media often. It's what I have often most mornings in winter. Whoop, there we go, yum. Now I've started to heat my oats, so I could even just do this, soak them overnight and then pop them in a pot or make porridge. And that's not the only thing I'm saying you need to have for breakfast. This is just one option. And the great thing about it is that it's so yum, and I look forward to it every morning. And then I sit down with a cup of tea and just enjoy it. I make sure my phone's away. I'll take a photo of it, put my phone away, do that later. And this is my mindful eating, my mindful breakfast, which is super, super important, because also when we're running around and we're not, you know, we're eating on the go, or say eating a piece of toast in the car or something, you're not actually giving your body a chance to digest it either. So all of these things are really important to remember. Firstly, to maybe rethink what you're having for breakfast, especially if you're feeling low on energy throughout the day, you get tired, you tend to get quite stressed at work or in life, and you fall into needing cravings and needing kind of pick-me-ups in the morning and afternoon. Having something that's more nutrient dense is going to keep you going, and cherry on top, eating it mindfully. So even if you have it in like the jar scenario, just make sure that it's not, try not to do it just at your desk while you're reading your emails. Take a few moments just to even chat with a colleague, and just eating it a little bit more slower and mindful, and hopefully you'll start to notice a difference. It's life-changing. I didn't used to eat breakfast at all, and now breakfast is like my ritual, favorite ritual of the day. So thank you so much. If you would like some recipe inspo, I actually on my website have a few recipes, like brekky inspo, that you can pop in your email address and then it'll go straight to your inbox, juliafrancis.co.nz. There's other things like smush in there, which is what I also like to do, grated veggies and an egg. And have a look there. There's other recipes on my website. And if you have any questions, do let me know. I also offer one-on-one coaching and my 10 weeks to make your healthy happen. We talk a lot about improving your habits to feel happier and healthier and more sustained energy throughout the day and reduce your cravings and all those awesome things. So if you're interested in that, send me a message and we can have a discovery session, which is fun. And yeah, I'll see you again soon. Thank you for watching. Ciao.